Hospitals in Beijing and Shanghai are running on emergency power. Every gas station in the country has lines a kilometer long. And today we issued a ban on the use of air conditioners.
What's the status on additional fuel?
The Russians have reneged on our agreement and quadrupled the gas prices. The Americans have negotiated a secret deal with Kazakhstan to increase their oil supplies by over 50%, which cuts our supplies in half.
What do you suggest, Admiral?
Take what's rightfully ours. Occupy the Central Asian oil fields.
Not yet. That'll mean all-out war. I suggest more indirect action.
Such as?
Let our friends in Central Asia deal with the situation.
You don't need a crystal ball to see that the superpowers of the future will be the United States and China. And there's an excellent chance that they'll be on friendly terms with one another. But consider this fact. The Chinese economy is growing exponentially, and so is its demand for energy. One estimate is that China will need to build 4 middle-level power plants per week for the next 50 years just to keep up with energy demands. So it's not too difficult to see that in the future, these superpowers will be competing fiercely for markets, natural resources, and most importantly, oil.
That's the biggest increase in global temperature measurements in history. In northern Africa and southern Europe, record high temperatures have created thousands of climate refugees, all fleeing north. Scandinavian governments are putting pressure on the European Union to come up with a quick solution. Last night, heavily armed masked bands took control of gas and oil pipelines in the troubled regions west of China, which for years have been plagued by guerrilla warfare. The U.S. government has strongly condemned their actions. We'll be back with more details after a short break.
You're right. The computer's not broken. But what caused that 83% spike?
No idea. My data got corrupted when the structure fell apart.
Let's rerun that last test. See what happens. Okay?
As you know, several strategic gas and oil pipelines in Kazakhstan were seized last night. That means that delivery of our new supplies is now blocked.
Mr. President, my team at National Security is putting together a full report. In the meantime, Dr. Fleming has an update on our energy status.
Current supplies are good for 8 to 10 weeks, after which we'll have to tap into the strategic reserves. Either way, further electricity rationing seems inevitable, as do car-free weekends.
Not exactly a catchy re-election slogan.
Sir, do we know who's behind the raids on the pipelines?
The CIA is still investigating.
Sir, the military's operating under the assumption China staged the whole thing.
That's entirely plausible, but we must proceed with caution until we've established all the facts. No overt military action.
Yes, sir. May I suggest we send the surveillance and acquisition platoon from our Japanese base?
Authorized to proceed.
Okay, I'll see you guys.
Wait, let me give you a hand. Photo generator running okay?
Good as new.
Laser?
What can I say? I'm a hero.
I hope I didn't waste your time. With the shutdown and everything.
Can't quit on me now. The mechanics are taking bets on you guys.
What?
Yeah.
What kind of odds they have on us?
Hi. But I like long shots.
I think I know what happened.
What?
The neutralizer interacted with the test fluids and created a new molecular structure.
You think that's what happened?
Let's add one drop at a time.
You got it. Why didn't it fall apart this time?
Good question.
We need its molecular properties and quantum efficiency.
I'll run it through the analyzer. We should have the data in a few hours.
That was fast.
Big Brother's watching.
Well, you go talk to them. I'm sure I'm gonna get a phone call myself.
Hello, Li Chao.
So glad it's you. Where are you?
In a hotel room.
What's going on?
It's a very nice hotel, Dr. Wang. Don't worry. Your wife is fine. A situation that could change very, very quickly.
You'll get the data first.
That will no longer be sufficient. The Americans cannot have it at all.
But Dr. Sanders is working on it now.
Then you have to figure out a way to destroy it. Once you have got the results.
How do I do that?
You have exactly 4 hours.
Mr. President, we have some exciting news. The Solaris team has discovered a substance which has the capacity to transform more than 80% of sunlight into electricity.
Congratulations. Well done.
Mr. President, there is a problem, though, sir. We are now positive that Beijing was behind the attacks on our Central Asian oil supplies. Well, China cannot be trusted.
What do you suggest?
Well,
We
Mr.
keep the
President.
discovery to ourselves.
How?
We make the Chinese scientist a very generous offer.
Beijing will go ballistic if they find out.
Let's hope not, sir.
The bottom line is, we need those pipelines back.
Mr. President, I request permission to put all our forces in Central Asia on standby. I'd also like to authorize additional reconnaissance flights and deploy special forces near the pipelines.
Permission granted.
I'm a scientist, but I was once a soldier in the United States Infantry. And the Army drills into us one fundamental fact. It takes humans, not machines, to take and hold territory. This means that we will have robots and drones on the battlefield, but they'll be useless without their human controllers. Our soldiers are indispensable, and we will give them all the latest high-tech wizardry, including the possibility of becoming invisible.
The leap ahead would be the nanotechnology, where we would hope that we would have one textile that could act as body armor all the time and weigh a fraction of what traditional body armor would weigh.
So this special liquid, which is a magnetorheological liquid, in the absence of a magnetic field, has something in the consistency like a runny yogurt. But in the application of a magnetic field, it becomes the consistency of something like peanut butter. It has a yield stress. It's very difficult to push through. This lends itself quite well to perhaps making a dynamic body armor for soldiers, something which is soft and pliable and adheres to the contours of a soldier's shape when not in use. But in the incidence of a blunt object or a bullet, could become stiff as a board.
of our greatest challenges is command and control of our soldiers inside the battle space. So we're building that next generation system, the future combat system, that will not only allow me to see where my soldiers are, but also share information with them, leveraging data from other soldiers or unmanned ground or air vehicles to provide reconnaissance and information to the soldier as fast as possible.
Roger, good images. 2-1 Zulu, immediate priority, over.
The goal is to eventually get to what science fiction has told us from years past, is that the uniform becomes a mirror and you literally disappear inside the battle space. That would be something we'd hope to see in the 2050 timeframe.
They've arrived.
Michio, we need to talk. First off, I checked with home base and promised to send them the data ASAP.
What? Why did you do that?
That's standard procedure.
You should have spoken to me first!
Michio, what'd they say to you?
They abducted my wife.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
My government is demanding the formula for themselves. Bob, you have to help me. I have less than 4 hours to send Beijing the formula and destroy the data.
I got it. We have to turn the tables on them. Attack them where they're unprepared and appear where you're not expected.
Sun Tzu. The art of war.
Required freshman reading.
So where do we appear unexpected?
Right there. We send a message out to the public so China can't touch Tian.
There's no way. All our communication lines are monitored.
Wait, I have an idea. You ever heard of a message in a bottle?
Paula Keller?
Dr. Keller, this is Hudson at the landing platform. Dr. Sanders just sent down a piece of the photo generator for repair. He said he needs it back immediately.
What are you talking about? I just fixed that yesterday.
Well, all I know is it's on its way over.
I'll modify the lenses and reprogram the system. We should be able to change the wavelength from energy to a 847 nanometer data beam.
What do you mean we should be able to?
I've never had to make the switch before.
Great. Let's move.
The internet is being overwhelmed. Now, fiber optic cables help to relieve this digital congestion a bit, but it's simply too expensive to wire up the entire planet. So why not use satellites to transmit vast amounts of data by laser beams? Then you could send the entire Library of Congress anywhere in the world in a matter of seconds. Or you could download a dozen Hollywood movies in a blink of an eye.
Funktioniert die Zeitsynchronisierung? Ist die bei dir okay? Leistung ist 5 Watt bei 5 Grad. Ja, perfekt. Kamera hängt dran. Scharf. Markus, bist du bereit? Okay, Laser ist an. Ja, wir bekommen jetzt gerade das Signal vom Satelliten rein und haben hier ein wirklich sehr gutes Empfangssignal und das ist die Technologie, die man in Zukunft verwenden könnte, um enorme Datenmengen aus dem All oder aus der Stratosphäre zu übertragen. muss sich das so vorstellen, dass sich ein Funksignal unvermeidbar sehr stark aufweitet und deswegen eigentlich sehr gut abgehört werden kann. Ein optisches Signal, das bleibt sehr eng zusammen. In unserem Beispiel hier mit unserem Satelliten-Downlink war das Signal auf der Erde nur wenige Meter im Durchmesser. Und es müsste sich also ein Abhörer direkt neben den Empfänger stellen, was natürlich auffallen würde.
got 30 seconds.
Any update on the situation in Central Asia?
Not yet, sir, but there's another development.
News from space, from the Solar Research Station Solaris. Outside sources have just informed us of a major breakthrough in solar power research. We now go live to Dr. Wang and Dr. Sanders on the space station.
We've discovered a material that is so efficient, it can absorb and convert 3 times as much sunlight into electricity as previous materials. Dr. Wang?
To verify our discovery, we'll now send the formula via laser beam to laboratories in China and the United States, and to the major solar research centers on Earth.
Let's do it.
I'd like to thank my government for watching over my wife during my absence. I look forward to seeing her when I land.
And we wish to thank the leaders of our nations and the European Union for their spirit of cooperation. And as well as everyone who helped make this discovery possible, this is for you. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've just witnessed history in the making. This is truly a day you'll tell your grandkids about. If you've just joined us, I'll try to recap. Today, on the Solar Research Station Solaris, 2 scientists have reported a breakthrough that could revolutionize the production of fuel and solve the energy crisis that confronts the planet.
What do you think the world may look like in, say, 50 years from now?
50 years? Are you kidding? Who would predict that far into the future?
Maybe cities on Mars?
Intergalactic travel?
Another big, blue, beautiful Earth?
The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams.
Confucius?
Try again.
Another Chinese proverb?
Eleanor Roosevelt.
That was my next guess.
Yeah,
right. Will technology ever solve our looming energy crisis and save the planet? Yes, I think it will. But I wouldn't put my money on any one particular breakthrough. Rather, it's going to be an energy mix of solar, wind, hydrogen, fusion, maybe nuclear. So let's hope that we find a way. Because even if we do colonize outer space, it's always nice to have a home to come back to. Now, I leave you with one final thought. We hold the power of life and death over our species and the entire planet. No other generation has ever had that power.